So I think about when I'm creating, if I am going to do something unlimited, I gotta feel unlimited. If I'm gonna create something magnificent, I have to become magnificent. So we have to work ourselves up into that state. And so there's an excitement, there's a change in energy. And when there's a change in energy, when you change your energy, you change your life. And nobody changes until they change their energy. So the fundamental question is, what do you get passionate about? What moves you? And this isn't a mechanical process. We're intuitively wired to create. So when you and I are saying, okay, let's create a new app, or let's create a program for our German community, and we're sitting down and we're starting to talk about it, and we're getting all these great ideas, our energy's changing, we're getting excited, and that's the energy that's available to create with. So the stronger the emotions that we feel to certain problems and conditions in our lives, the more we put our attention on the cause, whether it's your ex, whether it's your boss, whether it's a coworker, whether it's your pain. And basically, if you place your attention on those elements, you're giving your power away to that person or thing. So as you begin to overcome those emotions in the process of connecting, then as you overcome those emotions, you'll take your attention off those people or problems, and you'll begin to break the energetic bond with everyone and everything in your past, present reality. And now you're calling energy back to you. That's available energy for you to design a new destiny. So much people's creative energy is tied up in their pain. So then as they begin to take their attention off their pain, their body is starting to move closer to the present moment every day. And so don't be impatient. Every day is the mastery of self. If you overcome just a little bit of yourself every day, there will be a different feeling that warms your heart. That's where I want people to be. And those add up over time. And yes, there's difficult meditations. Absolutely, I have them all the time. But if you are willing to sit in the presence of that fire and be willing to face off with it and keep returning back to the present moment, every time you do that, every time you catch yourself thinking about another person or another thing and you become conscious and return back to the present moment and unfold back into possibility, that's victory. And that's what begins to take us into this sense of worthiness, this sense of respect for ourselves and everybody else. We begin to honor and love ourselves more because we're in the crucible, we're in the fire, but we're working. And the body's beginning to shift and change step by step. So then, as you experience greater and greater degrees of oneness and wholeness, and you connect to that field, pay attention, because the moment you connect to that field and all those latent systems switch on, your body is going to get a biological upgrade because you're connecting to the signature of wholeness and oneness. So your body's frequency is going to rise, and so many people come out of their meditation and say, I was scheduled for surgery this week and I have no pain in my body. I don't know what happened. I just got beyond myself. So as you begin to slow your brain waves down, and from beta to alpha and into theta, you begin to connect to your autonomic nervous system. And that autonomic nervous system has one agenda, and that is to create balance, wholeness, and order. And the moment you get beyond yourself, and you're no longer your identity or your pain or your past or your gender or your diet, you're just an awareness. And that intelligence becomes aware that you are no longer in the way. It is going to rush right into the body. And we've seen this on so many brain scans. That autonomic nervous system is going to light up. And now you are going to process a whole new stream of consciousness, and the body is going to get a biological upgrade from the field whose signature is wholeness. And disease is separation, pain is separation. And all of a sudden the field starts interacting on a cellular level. And the person all of a sudden feels different. But getting there every single day is just connecting to that field. And then when you're there, what are you passionate about? If you're passionate about something, just fall in love with the idea that you could be healed and relax and surrender to the field and allow a greater mind to do it for you. Just get out of the way, and every day, keep interacting with the field. Keep connecting with it. Keep practicing, and sooner or later, you'll say what everybody else says. It was so worth the effort. So many people want one thing with their conscious mind. I want a new job, I want a new career, I want a new life. and yet their subconscious mind has been programmed. Now think about a program. When you create a program, it's automatic. When you create a program, it runs. So the person is, with their 5% of their conscious mind, is having this desire for something, and yet their subconscious mind is doing something else. As an example, I used to take my oldest son golfing with me, and he used to say to me when we were on the fairway, I'm really worried about hitting that tree. And I would say to him, what tree? Because if you're worried about hitting that tree, what is the imagery that your brain is creating? You're worried about not hitting it. You're doing that with your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind is creating the picture of you actually hitting the tree. That's why you're saying it. So the subconscious is 95%, so more than likely your body is going to do exactly what it's programmed to do. So what's the relevance of that? Well, people say I want wealth, but they're programmed into being unworthy and lacking, right? So then as they begin to do the meditative work and they start opening their heart, I was just talking to someone yesterday. When you open the center, things are going to sift to the top. All the programs are going to come right up, and when they come up like that, you're going to see why it isn't manifesting in your life. Now, don't see it as like, why is this happening? Did I do something wrong? The subconscious is actually venting. There's a certain period of time in the early mornings where we vent our anxieties. We vent our fears. It's the way the subconscious goes, let's just have this dream and let's just get it over with. So the subconscious is saying, what if you hit the tree? What if you're actually going to hit the tree? You're going to hit the tree because that's exactly the imagery you have when you're trying to create something. You're saying, I really want this because I'm really afraid of dying. I'm really afraid of failure. I'm really afraid of rejection, right? So the person is subconsciously and unconsciously creating the imagery that's actually being revealed to them. So how do we change that? Well, really simple. We got to start rehearsing like a new way. We got to start getting into those deep brainwave states, getting beyond the analytical mind, slowing our brainwaves down, getting into the operating system, and start reprogramming. Okay, so when this happens, these are the things I'm going to do. These are the things I'm going to do to create that, and start rehearsing those steps, priming and reprogramming the brain into a new outcome. So I have had that many years in my life, but I always have seen it as a strong sign, a strong symbol that I got something switched in my brain. I could say that people say I want to be healthy. Yeah, it's 5% of your conscious mind, but you set them at the dinner table and they're breaking all the rules of everything they said. So why does that happen? Because the program is running and they've lost their free will to a program. So now, that's important because your subconscious is talking to you. Now you got to get in there. You got to get in there and start rehearsing that you're going to step away from the table, that you're not going to eat after a certain hour, that you're going to make better choices and rehearse them and remember what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Now you begin to, on a fundamental level, begin to rewrite the script, begin to rewrite the program. And over time, if you make one or two new choices and restrain some old choices, you'll tend to make more better choices after you make a few, because you'll start feeling the satisfaction of your efforts. So don't see it as like doing something wrong. It's just that the mind is polarized. And people will say that they want something, but the subconscious is saying, look, this is really what's happening. So get in there now. Now you have the information to begin to unlearn those subconscious programs and begin to rewrite some new ones. I mean, the body that has become the mind is so afraid to step into the unknown. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it'll do everything it can to distract us. You get an itch, you get a pain, you get gas, you get a headache, you get nauseous. This is all the body going, no. The last time you stepped out into the unknown, it didn't go very well. You got betrayed. You got manipulated. You got taken. You felt a lot of pain. So it's just like, on my ranch, the stallions are in these big paddocks. And when I first had my stallions, I wouldn't put any hot lines around there. And, they could smell the mares up on the top of the property, and they would literally run right through the wooden fences, just like these big animals just breaking through and running up the hill. Well, they're just, nature was calling, But you put a hot line on there, and they hit that hot line a few times, you can walk them right up to that hot line, and they will not go any further. That's conditioned. You notice a change in your internal state, you become awake and aware, and you pay attention to what caused it, and you narrow your focus on that line. Do it a few times, and you take a stallion, you try to move that stallion past that point, and they will not move. You can get 5 guys to push them, and they'll push them all backwards. They've been conditioned into the box, right? So that's what pain does for us, right? Like, I don't want that to happen again. So the body is already programmed to make sure that it doesn't. So you start taking the person out of their comfort zone, out of the known, and the body's going, well, I don't know if I want to do this, and it does all those things. Follow the instructions. Take your attention off your body, and every time your body starts doing that, settle it down into the present moment and say, I'm going to let you sleep later. I'm going to let you eat later. You can drink coffee later. You can open your eyes and take a shower later. You can lay down. You can do whatever. But right now, you're no longer the mind. I'm the mind. Mm-hmm. And every time it does that, you settle it back down into the present moment and you unfold back into possibility. You're training that horse. You're retraining the horse and telling it it's no longer the mind, that you're the mind. And just like training any animal, sooner or later, it's going to realize that your will is greater than the program, and it's going to finally surrender. And when it does, there's always a liberation of energy, and everybody always says the same thing. I'm so glad I stuck with it. It was so worth it. I pushed myself further than I thought I can go. And every time you push yourself further than where you think you could go, you're in the unknown. So the moment you scratch your head, you're back in the known. The moment you start yawning, your body's going, I don't want to do this. But hey, listen, if you're going to have a date with the divine, and you're showing up yawning and scratching and disinterested, you don't even believe it exists. If you knew that divine was a loving intelligence, and that it is the very fabric of everything material, and that it's been present the whole entire time, and you got to meet it with the same energy, your mind has to match its mind. Your love for life has to match its love for life. Your will has to match its will. And when you do, and you eclipse with that intelligence, you won't be yawning. You won't be itching. You will be stunned by its magnificence. And when we're unhappy, we walk a certain way. And when we're feeling sorry for ourselves, our posture changes, and our body changes, and our chemistry changes. And so the moment somebody starts taking on a new energy, and they practice that for 2 weeks, they're going to walk from their car to their office. They're going to be walking as their future self, and their body's going to have to catch up sooner or later. And when it does, all of a sudden they'll say what a lot of people say, I know I'm healed. I know it. How do you know? I just know. I'll do the test, but I already know I'm healed. We see that all the time.
And now it's time for our daily Complete the Quote challenge. If you're new to this, your job is to complete the inspiring quote we choose for you and write the correct answer in comments below the video. If you can give us the right answer first, you're the winner of this daily challenge. So far you are very successful, most of you knew the right answers. In the previous video we had a quote that belongs to Dr. Joe Dispenza. We were looking for 2 words. The quote goes like this. You have to feel empowered for your success to show up. You have to feel abundant for your wealth to find you. You have to feel gratitude to create the life that... And the correct answer was you want. So you have to feel empowered for your success to show up. You have to feel abundant for your wealth to find you. You have to feel gratitude to create the life that you want. Congratulations to everyone with the correct answer, and to everyone who tried but didn't guess the answer. Today we also have the quote from Dr. Joe Dispenza. The quote goes like this. Where you place your attention is where you place. So we are missing for 2 words. If you know the correct answer, write it down in the comment section. Even if you are not sure what the correct answer is, try and guess. and find out the right answer in the next video. If you like this video and our challenge, give your thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Spread the word and help me make it more popular. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. By doing that, you'll get noted when my new video and new challenge is out. If you really like what we do here and want to support us, you can join our channel and our community for a symbolic fee and gain many other additional features. You can do that by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button, or you can click on the link in the description of this video. Stay good and have a great day!